Hello and welcome to episode 30 of Unemployed to Unstoppable. And as you can see in the comments from the last episode, we've unanimously decided to stay at Millwall. So I've been through the transfer window. We're just before the opening game of the league, so I'll take you through all the rest of the transfers that we haven't seen already. We'll look at how strong the squad looks. I think it's been a good window, if I'm honest. And then we'll try and maybe play 2 games. We'll get 1 game against QPR for the opener. And then we've got a away fixture in the Cara Cup against Northampton. So if time, we'll squeeze them both in. Hopefully it won't take too long to get through the new signings, and we're in for a cracker of a season. So stay tuned. And welcome back. So quickly through the transfers then. Some of the ones you've seen already. We've got Cade Gordon. He's come in. He can play on either wing. He's done all right in the friendlies so far. He's got himself a goal already, I believe. We've used him on the left more than we've used him on the right because we've got better players on the right, but again he's flexible and we'll see him operating in both as we go along. After that we got Amaro Nalo, free transfer centre half. Again he's kind of taking up a reserve place because there's another centre half coming that just maybe pips him. But if he reaches his potential quite quickly, and there's a couple players like that, if he can get to championship standard quickly, he'll very easily settle into a first team spot. After that we've got Alfie Devine, free transfer from Tottenham. He's coming in that attacking midfielder role. He's kind of made that his own now. He's the one that's kind of starting every game. He sits more creative than some of the rest of them. So again, he's settled in really well. Good player, 12 to 14 million already. After that we've got Will Alves from Leicester. I mean, he's a bit utility. He can play both wings, but he won't play there often. He's kind of a reserve attacking midfielder. Again, on a free transfer. So bit of a squad utility player. He can play anywhere in the middle or on the wings, so a very useful player to have in terms of a squad player. Then we've got Lee Rogers, we took on loan from Liverpool. He's described as a wonder kid. The only issue we've got with him at the minute is they want him to play a Carrilero role, which isn't necessarily what we normally play. However, he's of such a quality that we've brought him in. He's only 18 years old. He's really useful in the middle of the park. So he will kind of feature in the squad more games than not. After him, we brought in another lone player, this time from Bayern Munich, Sean Cross, to play on the wing to hopefully cross some balls in, no pun intended. Again, 18 years old, lots of potential. And again, there's a number of players that they're not quite at the championship level in terms of the report. Well, he is. But they've got the potential to be Premier Division. So if we can get them the experience in the games and they develop quickly, we'll be one of the better teams in the league, I think. After that, we got Vincenzo Noto from Wolves on loan. Again, another centre-half. He seems to be just popping in second place in terms of the centre-half behind Kerr Smith. So, again, he'll normally be the partner at the back on a starting lineup. But, again, really good stats, really tall player, and he fits in well. Moving into the rest of the transfer window, then we got Kevin Zeffy, who we're all familiar with. We had him in on loan, played on the left last season. We are thinking about using him as a striker in the advanced forward role. It's kind of 50-50 between the two at the minute, but he can rotate between the two to suit the strongest starting 11, and again it gives us a bit more flexibility. We then brought in a right back on loan, Leo Shahar from Newcastle. So again he'll play at full back on the right hand side. McNamara wants away, he's not had a transfer yet, but he still wants to leave. And Ayadin, who we had on loan from Borussia Dortmund, he's gone back and we couldn't get him again. I don't know if anyone else has noticed on Football Manager, but the days of just continually loaning the player season after season seems to be a lot more difficult to do. Then we made a signing of 1.7 million for Mohamed Adjei, a centre forward. He's Ghanaian, he's got 2 caps already. He comes in with a lot of potential. We didn't really have a striker, we were really struggling, so we brought him in more as a reserve, but he's scoring some goals in pre-season, so he might very quickly make himself first team. He got 12 goals for Lyngby last season. But again, his dribbling first touch is good. He needs a little bit more in terms of finishing, but the rest of his stats are pretty good for playing in that position. And then finally, I say finally, there's one on the cards I'll take you through after. We've got Caleb Anson. He is described as a tall goalkeeper. So he's come in to give competition for our existing goalkeeper. I mean, he's got a bit more potential than our other keeper. So I expect this one to start more than others. He's coming from Norwich. He did command a fee, so 6.5 million. So that took up a big portion of the transfer budget. But again, it makes us stronger because we've got 2 goalkeepers now, and hopefully there won't be any more dissension in the ranks from the players. The other one that was on the cards is Benjamin Lind. Now he's another wide target forward. He plays on the left-hand side. We put a bid in for him cheekily. I mean, we're still trying to fettle out the funding to keep him. We were up against Juventus and some of the big teams in Europe to try and get him, so it indicates he's probably a really good player from a development point of view. So he's currently waiting on a work permit, will hopefully come in to be the last person in the squad, and that will complete the lineup. In terms of players out, we did unfortunately have to lose Carney Chukwuemeka for 13 million to Hal Hazem. He had a 13 million release clause. I'd rejected a couple at 12.5. I knew it was coming. I couldn't renew his contract to take the clause away, but he's gone, which left a little bit of a hole in the squad, which we have already filled with some of the new signings that have come in. But all told, 14.25 million in player sales, 13.25 spent, and we did actually manage to get rid of Denore, who I let go on a free because nobody would pay his wages. So we ended up paying 2.5 million to get rid of him, but he is gone and reduced the wage budget significantly. So we've now got no wage budget left. We've got 958,000 in the pot, and one player hopefully coming in. There might be one or two more go out. The squad's looking just about right, I think, now in terms of size. In terms of the planner, we've got 2 keepers, we've got 2 left backs, we've got a good selection of 4 to 5 centre halves, we've got 2 right backs. Should McNamara go, we might need to dip into the transfer window again. Midfield, we're looking pretty strong all over the board. I mean, Mitchell signed a new contract, Aaron signed one recently as well, and then we've got Devine in that attacking midfield role, so we're quite flush in that middle of the park. And then on the left, we've got Zeffy to play out there, Cade Gordon as well. On the right, we've got Ola Kigbe, we've got Ruprecht, and Cade is a third. And then up front, we've got Zeffy or Adjai, depending on who hits form in the pre-season. And in terms of pre-season, it's been pretty good. Beat Dundee United 3-1 after going a goal down. Zeffy getting a goal. Cade Gordon got one in a loss to Barnsley. We beat Union Berlin. Again, Cade Gordon scoring again. Beat Wimbledon 3-2. Adjai getting his first goal. Ruprecht getting on the score sheet. We beat Celta Vigo 3-1, and then in the last one, it was McNamara's testimonial. We beat Fenerbahce. Adjai getting a goal along with Billy Mitchell. So another really good result, which sets us up for the first game of the season. So without further ado, I'll click through. I'll get the team ready. We'll see some players make their debuts. It's been a while since we've seen a player get a debut goal on the opening day of the season. So hopefully this time we will manage to do it. And then if we've got time, we'll play the Northampton Carabao Cup game as well, because the transfer window was cut short because of the Burnley offer, which came midway through me fettling the players. And once again, thanks to everyone who commented for that. It helped make the decision. We'll stay at Millwall for another season. I think we're in for a good push. Pre-season previews got us at 25-1 in 13th, so that's not too bad. But we'll see how we get on in the opening game against QPR, who are slated at 50-1. So stay tuned. Welcome back then. So starting lineup for the opening game at home to QPR. We've got Anson coming in goals, Sarkic to make his debut. Got a back four of Timon, Noto, Smith and Shahar. So Shahar and Noto making their debut. A midfield three of Robertson, Hansen Aaron and Devine. Devine coming in for his debut. Playing in an unfamiliar role. He's dropped a little bit deeper now. That's because Billy Mitchell and Lee Rogers have both picked up injuries, which is a bit of a shame because they are the two players we traditionally play on the left-hand side of the centre mids. We've got Ola Kigbe coming in on the right-hand side, continuing from last season. Cross is going to make his debut on the left with Zeffy starting up front, who was with us last season. And although he's a new signing on a permanent, he was with us on loan. So a few debutants to make their first team starts today. And then we've got a number of them on the bench as well to come in if we aren't doing too well. So we'll get into the game. I think it's been a good transfer window. I don't think if I'm being really critical, I don't think we've quite replaced Malik Williams in terms of the quantity of goals we might get. I think the midfield's stronger. I think the defence is stronger. The goalkeeper's stronger. The wings are stronger. I just think Malik Williams staying for another season would have been much better, and I would have given me a bit more confidence that we would have the goals or the firepower to put in a real promotion push. As Shah gets her throwing down the right hand side, hopefully we can start off with a bit of positivity. Devine into Zeffy, he scores, but it looked offside to me. Yeah, it's not going to count. It did look offside, but a positive start nonetheless. I think there's going to be a lot of goals, I hope, this season. I mean, We're a bit more creative. We're maybe a little bit too many creative midfielders into Divine. Zeffy gets in again. This time he opens his account. He wanted to play up front. I think that's where he sees himself as stronger. I mean, I always thought he was a left winger, inside forward type player. But he wanted to, when we renewed his contract, he wanted to play advanced forward through the centre. He's got the skills for it, so let's give him a go and see how many goals he can get. I mean, Malik Williams scored a bucket full last season. I think Zeffy's going to have to go some if he wants to beat it, but we'll lay that challenge down for him and see if he can. So currently, all going reasonably well. Just about half an hour into the match, we've only had 2 shots. So we're not the most creative we've ever been. As Kigby throws one in, it's been picked up by the goalkeeper. Nothing will come of that. They'll kind of try and make from the back now. Rare forward from them. Tymon's picked it up all the way back to Hansen, and we get a chance to build up a counter of our own. Again, Noto making his debut, looks quite comfortable on the ball. Robertson plays it over the top, again too far for Zeffy to catch. He is quite quick, but he's not going to get on the end of that. QPR will go again, but we've won the ball back high. Kigby into the box. Breaks to Robertson, and he fires us in to go 2-0 up. Does a little forward roll. Not a big fan of the forward roll celebration, but each to their own, I guess. It's normally a cartwheel. Kigby breaks into the box, looks to find Zeffy. They try and clear it, but unfortunately for them, it falls to Robertson, who's in the right place at the right time, and puts us 2-0 up. So unlike other seasons, touch wood, it's looking like we're going to get off to a flying start, which is good, because in many other seasons we've not quite made the start we wanted to. Half time, 2-0 up. I think we are happy, but we've got to go a little bit harder. I'm going to take Cross off because he was looking pretty tired out there on the left hand side, and get Cade Gordon on for his debut. Again, Cross came in quite late in the transfer window on loan, so we're going to let him bed in a little bit. Timon down the left hand side. Cuts it back to Gordon. He finds Divine. Went to Hansen Aaron, and I thought he was going to put it in, but it's deflected wide. Kigby will get to deliver a corner. I've not done as well from corners in pre-season. And we had Kerr-Smith and Cooper last season. I mean, Cooper got, I think he had about 12 goals last season. I don't think we're centre-halves are going to get the same amount of return this season. They could surprise me. Divine with a free kick. Oh, it's not too far away. Goes out for a corner. This time Timon will get to deliver it into the box. Nearly got to Smith there. He'll get a chance to go again, but that's been cut short. Timon again down the left into Cade Gordon. In it goes. It's been cleared initially to Shahar. Can he beat his man and deliver something? No, he can't. He lost it. But gets back and wins it back. Divine now forward to Zeffy. Oh, it was a lovely little flick just onto the crossbar. Close to getting his second of the game. In what has been a really frenetic and powerful start from us in the league this season. 20 minutes to go. Just looking at a little bit of condition for the players, because we've just come out of pre-season. I mean, Hansen Aaron, if we got anyone on the bench really, I mean, we're missing a couple midfielders. Noto through to Kigby. Oh, he's hit the crossbar again with an absolute rasper of a shot. We've got Kigby on a little bit more attacking this season. We've swapped it round to go more attacking down the right than the left. See if that makes a difference. Divine playing well in that number 10 role again. Oh, we've had a huge number of chances this game. Shahar's looked quite comfortable at right back. Timon drives forward into Hansen Aaron, into Zeffy again. And it's a penalty, so chance to make it 3-0. Who's going to step up? Divine for a goal on his debut. There we go. Might have taken a penalty, but we've got to play with a goal on his debut. Divine getting one from the spot to make it 3-0 against QPR, one of our rivals. And I mean, in terms of an opening game, it couldn't have gone much better. Alfie Divine playing a 9.1. Shahar will come off for McNamara because he's looking tired. Into 4 minutes of injury time, and we sit top of the table. So all told, a great performance. Divine and Aaron and Robertson running in the middle of the park. Back four playing really comfortably. A goal for Zeffy, who's starting up front. So I don't think that could have gone much better. It would have been nice to get the other striker on for a bit of game time, but with Zeffy on a goal, I didn't really want to take him off. I'll click through. I'll get us ready for the Carabao Cup game against Northampton, and we'll see if we can make it a 2 for 2 in this episode. So stay tuned and look for some more goal. Welcome back for the away game at Northampton in the Cara Cup. Bit of a change in the side today. So we've got Anson in goals. Back four of Langello, Noto, Smith and Shahar. Langello coming in for Timon. Midfield three of Divine, Hansen and Alves. Alves coming in to make his debut in there. We've got Gordon coming in on the left-hand side instead of Cross. And Ruprecht coming in on the right instead of Olakegbe. And Ajay, he's going to make his debut up front to give Zephy a rest. So we should have a team strong enough to win this game. A few of them won't last the full time just because they're lacking on a little bit of match fitness, but we will negotiate that as and when it comes along. Attacking, playing positive, and I think we should be able to comfortably, put Northampton away with this team we've got out today. They might surprise me, but I think we're going to have too much for them, in all honesty. The cup never always goes the way you want, but I think with the players we've got there over the duration of 90 minutes, we should be able to do it. But saying that, Northampton are the ones getting the chances as it stands. Langello with a corner then. In it goes. It's initially cleared. Shahar will get a chance to drive it forward again. Ruprecht to Smith. Smith gets it into Divine. Can't quite break down their back 10 that they've got there. Langello tries a through ball, but that goes straight forward to Lang and nothing comes of it. I think they're probably going to go long. Yeah, up it goes. Comes down with snow on it. Ruprecht picks it up. Smith and Hansen Aaron working together to try and get the ball forward again. Hansen Aaron going down the left to Kai Gordon. He chucks it into the box and then it goes to Ajay for a goal on his debut. So in episodes where we've not had many, it's a second debut goal. This time for Ajay coming in up front. Good work down the left hand side. Gordon stands it up towards the back post. And Ajay comes in there with a towering header into the bottom corner to put us rightfully, 1-0 up. 20 minutes gone in the game then. This Millwall squad that we've assembled, it's taken us three transfer windows if you include the January transfer window, but I think the players we've swapped around and the ones we've brought in for what is relatively quite cheap, we've done most of them on loans or free transfers. The only ones we've paid fees for is Anson in goals and Ajay up front, really. And Zephy. But the rest of them we've all kind of turned around for relatively cheap values, which has been good. And we've put ourselves in a position where I think we're going to be able to mount a proper challenge this season. Maybe not just for a playoff. We might even be able to make a push for a automatic. A lot of that will depend on how strong Burnley are now that they've come down. They did have some pre-arranged transfers to let players go, but they've still got some top quality players in their squad. I think they have the league's Alves has taken a knock, wants to come off. Well, let's let him off. They've got one of the top scorer predictions, so it looks like they've got the firepower. When I looked at this squad, they had players like Jack Grealish kicking about, so they're not a bad side. So we'll have to see how they do. Leicester, who never made it up last season, they're quite strong. I've not really seen or heard much of the other ones who came down, but I think it's going to be a tough season, but we've always got a chance. Nala with a chance there just into the final 10 minutes. So a much changed squad. We've not created as much as we did in the previous match. If we get away with the 1-0, that's fantastic, because all we want to do is put our hat in the next round. As Langello throws in a corner, up goes Smith, his first goal of the season. So it's good to see that the corner routine is still paying dividends. In it goes. Smith at that near post. A good header. And what more can you say? Set pieces are working. 3 minutes left of injury time. Names in the hat for the next round. Fantastic transfer window. Opening win in the Championship against rivals QPR and through in the Cup. Carlsberg don't do episodes, but if they did, ... you know what the rest is. Once again, thanks for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed the transfer window. My thanks for you putting the comments in on the last video to help us stay at Millwall. I think we made the right choice. It certainly paid off in terms of the initial results. I'll catch you for the next episode. And until then, take care.